welcome to episode 28 of the Daddy Brigade podcast. I'm Keith the Bearded Tank.
I'm Zach the Tactical Gnome. And tonight, folks, we have Cody from SPT, or otherwise Southern Precision Tooling. Not to be confused with STP. I've been thinking about saying that all day, actually.
You would.
So, Cody, if you can, give us a little bit of background on yourself and background on SPT.
Not much to say about me personally. I've done a little bit of everything from cable installer to now gunsmith. Always been into shooting sports, do free gun, all that kind of stuff. Shot my whole life and finally landed a dream job. We're Southern Precision Tooling. We used to advertise as a full-service gunsmith, but thanks to these Hu-Du Muzzle Breaks, we're actually stepping back from the gunsmithing work and focusing more on manufacturing.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard several people mention about the Hu-Du Breaks, not just Opie and the Smokies, but a couple other people I have seen mention about them. So it was kind of interesting when I found out that you guys were making a Glock break, and as we talked a little bit before we started there, I think I know I'm guilty of blowing up about it, and probably you guys have probably got a lot of emails about it, because it is, to me, it's unique because most of the breaks are square for a Glock, and this one is not. So with that being said, can you kind of give us a little inside detail and like in depth on like the Hu-Du breaks in general?
Well, yeah. So our biggest seller is the dropping everything. Is the 223 break. Don't have much room here on my desk. Yeah, just regular AR style muzzle brake. We specifically designed it to have the exact same profile as the regular A2 flash hider. So if in the future we do get any military contracts, all of the blank firing adapters, everything, bayonet, everything would be compatible with our brake in that one. It's effective. Well, again, the fact that you guys have even heard of us is kind of a testament into itself. We have spent not the first penny on advertising.
Oh, nice.
All of our sales have been word of mouth. We started doing this about maybe 3 years ago, and we're a small machine shop, mostly hand tooling, no CNC machines to speak of. So we're slowly been gearing up to do full manufacture, full production on these things. So yeah, we started with the 223 brake and larger caliber. What my boss is a fan of saying, while the AR brake works, it's effective, we can really get into the realm of science fiction on our bolt action brakes because there's no moving parts. We can, the 30-06 eliminate somewhere around 98% of recoil.
Holy cow.
Wow.
If you want to look up Southern Precision Tooling's YouTube page, there is a fun video of my boss taking the rifle, putting the buttstock up against the side of his face and pulling the trigger on a 30-06.
I was just watching some of the videos. I didn't see that one yet.
That's insane.
Wow.
It's nothing. It's but yeah, we offer in all of the major rifle calibers, 5.56, 300 blackout, 308, even the larger bolt action calibers. But most of those, if you don't have a threaded barrel, you're going to have to have that machine work done yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, here just recently we started doing the pistol brake, and the one that you've actually been seeing, we originally called it just the button brake. You can see why. It's just a round little attachment there. And I've gotten feedback from, like what you guys were saying. You do like it because it's unique. It looks different. And I've heard that some people don't like the way it looks. So we are experimenting with a way potentially to be able to do the same process, but have it contoured to the slide. So it would look more like the regular ones that you're used to seeing.
Oh, wow. See, I like the round one because I think it's different, and I don't know. I like different stuff. I like different stuff on my guns.
You like the oddball stuff.
Yeah, and I like it, but
Yeah.
it looked cool too. I just like how it looks.
Yeah. Now, is there like any indexing that has to go in with threading it on, or you just?
Yeah, what we're actually hoping to do, we've been talking with Storm Lake barrels. Now, none of this is for sure yet, but we're hoping to be able to offer a full drop-in kit. It would be the barrel, a reduced weight recoil spring, and the break itself. And I'm not sure if you can actually see, but there's a little Allen key on the very bottom.
Yep.
So the whole kit, the barrel would drop in, and it would already have that indexing point for the Allen screw to set into.
Nice.
So.
Heck yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
basically taking all the guesswork out of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal.
That's awesome.
Nice.
But,
so.
Yeah, as of right now, if you wanted to get just the brake, we're looking at somewhere around $170 for the brake itself without the barrel and everything, because we haven't locked that deal down yet.
Nice.
Well, put my name on whatever list wherever when you guys get either just the brake done or the whole kit done. Just put my name on a list somewhere.
Okay.
Just mess with me because I'll be on there.
Right now, we're hoping to go. How I told you that Josh had the prototype version. We're hoping to go into more of what I'm calling a beta test. We're going to sell them a little bit more widely, but still let people know it's not a 100% finished product, and we still want feedback. I think we let about 10 of them go in the first run. We're hoping to get a little bit more of them out in the wild and get more feedback on different kinds of ammo, what affects it, what doesn't affect it.
Heck yeah, gotta have the info before you
definitely
put it out solid.
And I'm pretty sure I think both of well, you don't have a Glock,
I don't have a Glock.
I guess I'll be doing all the shooting on that one. Well, you have to shoot it with me.
Yeah, with handguns, you definitely can take too much recoil out of it. Our very first iteration of this thing, it wouldn't even eject the spent brass.
Wow.
The spent case was still chambered.
Wow.
Hopefully, that's too effective. We've got to take it back to the drawing board and make it less effective, so the gun works.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, how when you guys started designing the Hu-Du breaks, I'm sure there was a lot of R&D per se gone into designing each break for all the calibers, and basically, okay, we can take this much, but we can't go anymore. Otherwise, it does, like you said, it won't eject the casing, or it just fails to fire. Yeah, well, it wouldn't fail to fire, but it would just, for an AR platform, it would fail to cycle the bolt. Or
well, since the ARs aren't recoil operated, they work fine, but the amount of recoil that we are capable of taking out is limited to the moving parts inside of it. We can never eliminate the recoil from the bolt reciprocating inside the gun. But yeah, like with the bolt action guns, it's scary what we can take out.
Might have to get.
And the higher velocity the round is, the more effective it is. If you go on our Facebook page, you can see one of our 4570 breaks, and it's popular. It's like the pistol break. It's popular with some people. Other people do not like it because it is it's a considerably large hunk of metal on the end of it because the bullet is traveling at such a low velocity. In order for us to capture the gases and reuse them, it had the capture chamber had to be a lot larger. But it does take 4570 down to, I would say, something like a 44 mag lever action. You can shoot it all day.
Wow.
But it's still not as effective as, say, our high velocity 30-06 or 300 Win mag, anything like that.
Interesting. I think you got him sold on one of the
Yeah,
on 6 breaks.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not a fantastic gun by any means. It's my Remington 770.
Yeah.
It kicks like a son of a biscuit. And I've been trying to figure out a way to bring it down. I've been looking at like bedding the barrel and there's just been other things like I was looking. There are some people say you can modify like the Magpul 700 chassis to work with the 770, but I'm like, I'm not comfortable doing that right now. So there's not a whole lot I can do, but because of that light synthetic stock on that.
Yeah, that's it's not it's a lot of money to be taking a Dremel to when you're not 100% sure what you're doing.
Yeah. So, but if I can find a smith and get the barrel threaded,
yeah,
put a decent brake on it, put one of you guys' Hu-Du's on it, that would definitely help quite a bit.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have with the Hu-Du breaks? Have you guys had anybody put them on like precision ARs and shoot precision stuff with them, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do they like them?
Not too long ago, we had someone with a 224 Valkyrie rifle.
Oh, wow.
He loved it. It's again removes as much of the recoil as possible from that particular platform, all the way around. We didn't have. It works. It is definitely effective, but the AR9 platform is it's still kind of iffy just because of the bolt system and everything in it. It's a violent system. If you've never shot one,
the AR9, yeah,
it's just a flat face bolt slamming into the flat around the chamber. It's the way it works is violent.
Yeah, I'm actually getting ready to build an AR9 later this year, and I've heard quite a bit of a lot of people have a lot of problems with the buffer spring weights, and especially when they're building them their own, and a lot of problems with recoil, because I initially wanted to build one because my wife does not like the recoil on my 5.56 gun. And I was like, okay, I'll build you an AR9. And, you know, basically I'll build it for myself for a trunk gun, but you can shoot it, no problem. And one of my coworkers built an AR9, and he goes, build a 5.56 pistol, she'll like it better.
Yeah.
He says, that has a lot of, he says, you would be surprised at how much recoil it really does have.
Yeah. Ours, we built ours on a full auto platform to test our 9mm suppressor as well as the Hu-Du break. And yeah, it destroyed expensive hydraulic buffer in it. It destroyed it.
Wow.
The inside of the upper, you can see the wear marks from the
wow.
In the aluminum. Yeah, it's
that is crazy.
Violent. Yeah.
So not only do you guys do breaks, you guys do suppressors.
Yes.
The Church Mouse Suppressors. And
Church Mouse,
up until we were looking at some stuff to get some questions set up tonight, I only thought they were 22 can. Didn't realize that you guys have them in all the flavors of cans.
Yep. The 22 is definitely our most popular. Sell the most of it, so we advertise that the most. But yeah, what's unique about our suppressors is in total there are only 7 pieces in all of them. the 22, the 9mm, 223, all of them, they have 7 pieces. That includes the tube and the end caps. We've got 2 baffles and 2 spacers.
Nice.
Wow.
Unlike some of the larger companies like Silencer Co., who'll just cram as many baffles in there as they possibly can, we can accomplish the same, if not better, sound reduction than some of the bigger names with less pieces.
Wow. He was showing the video of the 22, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, he's like, that's not, he said, that's not subs. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty quiet. And then subs are just like, click. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Because I'm getting into doing, I want to get into doing suppressors and being, messing with suppressors and, filing as much paperwork to the ATF as one human should.
The fun part.
Yeah. But it was funny because I completely forgot that you guys had made or did anything with suppressors, and then I had put up, I was like, any of my friends do anything with suppressors? And Josh goes, aren't you doing an interview with them guys? They do suppressors, you remember, right? I was like, oh crap, yeah, I completely forgot about that. It was like one of those over the top things. But yeah, so for our listeners that don't understand the whole thing with suppressors and don't understand the whole, we have to pay $200 to the ATF. You kind of want to give everybody a little bit of a breakdown, because we have listeners that are gun guys, and we have listeners that are not that far into guns.
So yeah, the suppressors, as well as short-barreled rifles and short-barreled shotguns, full autos, they all fall under this blanket regulation, the NFA, the National Firearms Act. A lot of people do think that suppressors and full autos are illegal. They are not. They are just heavier regulated than normal firearms. So what you can do, if you wanted to get a suppressor, it requires an additional $200. They call it a tax stamp. We are lucky in this case because when the bill was written in 34, I believe it was, 34, whatever, they put in the wording of the law that it was a $200 tax. In 1934, $200 was outside the realm of possibility for most people, but as our currency has devalued, $200 isn't as much as it once was. So we can still get away with having suppressors, full autos, and short-barreled rifles as long as they are registered and you have the tax stamp.
So basically, in a simple sense, for if our listeners don't quite understand that, the government is basically going to tax us to have fun.
Yeah. Extra fee for regulated items, but you can still have them.
Now, and like he said, they're not illegal. A lot of people do believe they're illegal to own. And it's kind of fun explaining to the older generations of shooters, like some of our parents and some of our grandparents, that you can buy all of this. It's just we have to pay stupid taxes to buy all this. So with that being said, are suppressors ever movie quiet?
Generally, no. In some situations, especially using subsonic ammo, you can get to that level of quiet depending on the platform. For example, our 300 Blackout suppressor on a 16-inch barreled gun with subsonic ammo, it is pretty close to what you would consider movie quiet, but you also lose the velocity that you would get from full supersonic ammo. And our 22 suppressor with subsonics is extremely quiet. But generally speaking,
Yes, it is.
Generally speaking, you're not going to screw a can onto a 9mm and shoot someone with someone else laying in the bed next to it. It's never going to be that quiet. The whole point of the suppressor is to knock the decibel level down below the pain threshold, the damage, where it damages your hearing. It's still going to be loud. Everyone is still going to be able to recognize it for what it is, a gunshot.
Okay. And so mainly because I know all of it with the pain threshold and stuff. What is a safe level? What do they consider a hearing safe level?
I'm probably going to be making this number up entirely, but I think it's somewhere around the 75 decibel mark.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I may be making that up entirely.
That sounds about right. Somewhere between 75 and 95.
Yeah, I think. And most suppressors, I see videos, most suppressors guys don't wear ear pro. And then I see guys that go, yeah, I'm still going to wear ear pro.
Yeah, you should, because you still get the sharp crack. It's not going to be immediate permanent hearing damage like you would if you shot with unsuppressed with no ear pro.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is still recommended to have some sort of ear protection.
Nice.
But it's more of a cumulative damage instead of just an immediate, now I can't hear.
Okay. So we've got the Church Mouse Suppressors, which look pretty neat.
Yeah.
What's the outside, like, are you able to discuss what the materials are used with them?
The 22s are made out of aluminum. All of our other ones are made out of thin-walled steel.
Nice. And I don't want you to give too many details away because I like how they managed to do it with 2 instead of like 6 and 8 baffles.
Yeah.
That's the cool part that I like. I like seeing companies figure out an easier way to do it. What's average price on your guys' cans? Are they pretty relatively the same, or are they market average? Or
we're pretty well below most of the bigger guys. I've got a price list here. I'll just
oh, nice.
So our 22 runs for $375. The 9mm is $650. The 45 is $650, and our 5.56 is just below $600. Our 6.5 Creedmoor and our 30 cal suppressor are $760.
Wow. Now, those are all direct thread?
Yes. Well, the pistols have a Nielsen device that allows them to function. If it was a direct thread, the weapon wouldn't function.
Yeah.
But that price includes the adapter.
Oh, nice. All right. The other thing that I did not know until he stumbled across it, and this was actually kind of by accident because I was like, oh, hey, what is tell us about the Dingo.
Yeah. So we've got a guy, an associate of Southern Precision Tooling. He works out of our shop. His name's Dwayne Payne. He runs Dwayne Payne Custom Rifles. And he made his own cartridge. Started out with the 300 Dingo. It was based off of a 30-06. It's basically it gets rechambered to neck out the cartridge a little bit more. What's nice about the 300 Dingo is you can still shoot 30-06 through it, and it fire forms the brass to the new dimensions. You can bring the brass back to Dwayne. He'll reload it for 300 Dingo. So you get a few more grains of powder, more velocity. From that point, we started experimenting. So we've got the 300, the 260, and the 240 Dingo. The 240 is quite impressive. They're all based off of the 30-06 case. They all moved that shoulder up to get more powder in it and necked it down to a newer caliber. We're actually experimenting with a 22 Dingo next. So we're
Yeah, because we were like, he showed me the velocity list and the everything, and I was like, okay, that's really respectable. And then he's like, oh wait, here's 1,500 yards, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's you know, I'm sure you've got people listening who disagree, but from everything I've seen, it's velocity that kills. You know,
Yeah.
heavier bullets do make a difference, but at the end, when something gets hit at 4,500 feet per second, doesn't matter how much that bullet weighs, it's going to do damage.
Yeah. I was still impressed at the fact that it had still, what, 700, like over 750 foot-pounds at 1,500 yards.
Yeah.
I was like, that's still moving. That's a lot of foot-pounds behind it, too.
And, we've got a lot of fur testing behind this, too. We loan them out, our shop rifles, to some of our local guys. They go deer hunting with them every year. I've never heard a story of a solid hit on any of these animals and then taking even a single step. They drop where they get hit.
Wow.
Very nice. So with that, like, so are these all custom built rifles that shoot this caliber?
Yeah, they're all made in our shop by Dwayne Payne. He hand builds all of them.
Very nice. Very nice. That's
The
something
drawback is, but we are the only place you can get ammo for it as well. That's one of the pluses to getting the 300 Dingo as opposed to the others is in a pinch, it'll still shoot 30-06.
Nice. I may have to mention this to my dad because my dad likes those weird calibers. Except for the 350 Legend. I was trying to convince him to do the 350 Legend, and he's like, no. Okay.
We're hoping, really the 220 Dingo is more of just an experiment to see if we can do it. We're hoping to get over 5,000 feet per second out of the 22 Dingo muzzle velocity.
Wow.
That's what we're hoping for. We don't know if we can get it without the bullet disintegrating as it leaves the barrel.
Yeah.
That's insane. So what's it now, kind of that we've got the company stuff a little bit, couple personal questions. So what's it like working in the industry?
Dream job, really. So I work with a great group of people. We're a family. It's a small shop. Everyone looks out for each other. But being what we are, the licenses we have, I'm at any given point less than 50 feet away from a full auto. If I'm having a bad day, I can load up a mag and just head up to the range and dump a mag to get rid of my frustration. So that's a perk of the job.
See, he basically just said everything that I've been saying to people, that shooting is the greatest stress reliever ever.
Oh yeah.
I have so many people go, no, it's not. I was like, have you gone to the range and emptied a mag? And just, yeah, it's the greatest stress reliever ever. So now, one other thing, where are you guys located at?
We are in Maryville, Tennessee, East Tennessee, in the foothills of the Smokies.
Nice. See, I like Tennessee. I tried to convince the wife to move to Tennessee, but it'll happen after my kid turns 18 and graduates high school.
Yeah.
So I've got at least another
13 years.
13 years, as long as he doesn't fail.
Yeah.
But eventually I will get to Tennessee.
I'm telling my dad I'm moving out.
Oh, your dad can come with us. I'm going to just build my own little compound in Tennessee.
No, I want you to live see forever.
If you can hear my little boy, he's like, no, we're not moving. So with a lot of the guys within the industry, we've been asking, which, do you want to ask them now, or do you want to save those ones? I'm trying to make sure. Why am I doing all the question asking?
I don't know. That's
you ask them that last one, because I know.
So we've been looking into it because we both, want to get onto our own. what's it like getting into like Class 7 FFLs, SOT? What's it like dealing with that stuff?
It's what you would expect. Government regulation. The freedoms you get as a manufacturer are, I think they're worth it. But you do have all of the liability and all of the additional regulations that come with that.
A lot of legal and bureaucratic red tape, I hear.
Yeah, and knowing that at any point the ATF can come and go, hey, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You can't stop me. I'm here to check it all out.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
More crap from the alphabet boys.
Yeah.
I have nothing against them doing their job in that aspect, but come on, like, do we really need tax to death on the length of a barrel?
Yeah.
I hear there's a bill to.
I was going to mention that. Yeah. Have you seen anything on that?
Yeah, with the Gun Owners of America backing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how it'll work. Hold on 1 second here. Dude, we just bent the cord of our cord. 1 second. Our Audacity quit. Great.
Well, this records a
Okay.
audio.
So the cord was bent.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
We're having technical difficulties.
Okay.
Yeah, this records an audio.
Oh, dude, we just broke that cord. It's toast.
It's still working.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Not very well then. So.
More of those cords. So.
Crap. Not what I was going to say. So yeah, basically, it's a lot of bureaucratic and craziness to have the license, but it's worth it in the sense that you get to play with full autos.
Yeah.
That I always thought
but
that.
You also have to demonstrate to the ATF a legitimate business need for it. We have, for example, we have a demilitarized, by demilitarized I mean destroyed, Bren gun, World War II Bren gun.
Nice.
We can't put it back together because we have no legitimate business need to make it break for 303 British. So it just sits in the safe.
Well, that sucks. Maybe you guys need to just tell them you got to redo it so you can prove that you shoots 30 cal out of it on the suppressors. Be like, here, we're going to make a 30 cal suppressor for a Bren. Why? Because why not? I don't think that you'd probably sell a lot, but that'd probably, be suffice to keep the ATF off you for a minute. So, another personal question. What are the last three that we normally ask everybody, which I don't even know how long we've been recording.
It's been like 35, 40 minutes.
Oh, this is going to be kind of a short one, which is, what's your favorite firearm, caliber, and optic?
That I own or in general?
In general.
In general. Say my favorite firearm would be the FAL.
That's one that nobody said, actually, surprisingly.
Favorite caliber right now is 300 Blackout. I like the versatility of it, subsonic, supersonic, suppressible. It's a really, really neat idea for
I'm noticing the price is coming down on 300, and I've been considering building a 300 pistol. And as the prices on ammo keep coming down a little bit, I was like, well, and then this guy over here calls me one day and goes, hey, I've got some 300 dies that I'm not going to use for reloading. I went, I'll take them.
Yeah, came with all my setup that when I bought it off the guy, and I'm like, I'm never going to use 300 Blackout dies.
I was like, I'll take them. So now I probably need to build a 300 Blackout to go with the dies.
Yeah, you got to justify it somehow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about optic? Do you do a lot of optic shooting? Since you shoot 3-gun, I'm going to assume a little bit.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Vortex. Cost versus quality. There are a lot better optics out there, but for the money, the warranty you get, the quality, I've got to go with Vortex.
Yeah, you have a Vortex on yours.
I've got a Vortex. I've got a Vortex Strike Eagle, and I love it. I think the glass is damn clear for the price. My dad has a Vortex Diamondback on he has a Diamondback on one of the rifles, and then he has a Viper PST that we're putting on our 6.5 Ruger Precision, and the glass on all of them is clear. That's my big thing, and that was my dad's big thing. We have Bushnells, and he has 2 Leopolds that he's like, they're not clear enough.
Yeah.
And we're actually getting ready to send the I don't know, did I pronounce it Leopold? Yeah. However you pronounce it. They have to have one of those weird names. We're gonna try to send 2 of them back because they're not clear. I don't know if they didn't purge them right, but they're not clear, and they've never really been clear since we got them. So we were talking about that actually last night, and he's like, yeah, I would just stick with Vortex. You know how clear they are, and I love mine.
Yeah, and you can't beat the warranty. It
No,
doesn't
no.
matter.
I just seen a picture on their Facebook today about their warranty. House fire down in Australia.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
They lost a rangefinder and a spotting scope, and like all they have is pieces.
Wow.
And Vortex is like, here you go. And send them brand new rangefinder and brand new spotting scope.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, you can't beat that.
No.
That's like the Toyota warranty, like the warranty they did for that guy for Toyota.
Yeah.
Like, I'll drive my truck through a forest fire. Here you go. Here's a brand new truck.
Yeah.
As long as we can have your old truck to take on like a nationwide tour.
Yeah. What are your training habits like for 3-gun? Like, do you use like training aids like a Manus or anything like that?
No, not personally. I have the benefit of spending 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, right next to a range. So
unlike
every day
that,
I can
stuck in Ohio. Yeah. The other nice thing is you guys get this lovely thing called not winter. It may get cold, but we get cold and then snow and ice. See, I could do it.
We got a little snow last week, and it was gone by noon.
Yeah. We get snow. We got snow. What was that night? Everybody was driving like idiots. Wednesday
night.
Yeah, we got snow by Wednesday night, and let's see. On my ride home alone, they had to close 3 sections of roadway, and also people were in ditches and everything, but we managed to get everything figured out, and in about a day and a half, it was all gone. So what's since you said you shoot 3-gun, what's it like shooting 3-gun comps?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I don't claim to be good, but I have a lot of fun doing it.
And I'm assuming, as I'm finding out, getting into shooting my first ever match in September, that 3-gun is probably just as expensive, if not more.
Yeah. It feels like every match you find something that you can improve on your own equipment, or you see something someone else has that can improve your equipment.
See, that's what I like about that type of shooting and the industry, though, because you go and you're shooting with like-minded people, and you're like, oh, hey, how did you shoot that stage? Or how did you do this? And they're like, oh, yeah, like everybody seems to, like, it's not, in my opinion, like regular sports, like, oh, we ain't going to tell you. Yeah, I'm sure everybody has their little secrets, but everybody's kind of willing to help everybody improve some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the community, like the shooting community, because it's like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to tell you everything, but how about trying this and this, and maybe hold this differently, or run this set of sights maybe a little different, and it helps out.
Yeah, I've as long as I've been in the firearms community, I've never run into any hostility, even in a competitive setting. It's everyone's always welcoming. Everyone's always willing to help out. So yeah, look up your local sportsman's club and just go to a match. I guarantee you'll be welcome with open arms. Even if
you're trying to go to a couple pistol matches here.
Yeah, Dynamic Steel. Dynamic Shooting Sports. Right
down the road this summer. They start them probably mid-spring, I think.
Yes, I think they start in like April.
We're gonna go down, and it's every Wednesday night, but I'm gonna go down and try to shoot a couple, and you can do pistol or PCC, so I may do one of each.
Yeah, there's a little bit of animosity between the pistol shooters and the PCC shooters.
Yeah, I will say that I have heard a lot of love-hate, we'll say, between that.
Yeah, you got different rules for the different classes running the same stage. So it's like pistol has to start from the holster. PCC gets to start at low ready.
I don't know. I personally think, okay, fine. If they got to start in the holster, put the PCC on the table, on a table, and then you've got to reach it. And I don't know. I'll start a whole new craze. I'll be like, no. I'll put mine on the table. You hit the buzzer. I'll grab it. We'll go with that. Well, I mean, I'm kind of at a loss for questions tonight because it's so close to the holidays. My brain is like completely just fried. How long have you been into the 3-gun stuff?
Oh, a couple years, maybe 2 or 3 years. Started out doing like charity shoot for raise money for like our local FOP, something like that.
Oh, nice.
Started out doing it for fun, then I started seeking out actual ranked matches.
Very nice. What type of shotgun do you use?
One that needs upgraded desperately. Right now it's just a Mossberg 500.
Nice. So you use a pump?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was always wondered, like, because everybody I've ever watched with 3-gun has got semis.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no, I definitely need to upgrade it, but
it can be done.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good. So maybe I don't have to go buy a new shotgun right away then. Yeah. My other half is like, oh, all I had to do was take her to see John Wick, and she's like, can you buy me that shotgun? I was like, no. Yeah. If anybody's getting that shotgun, it's going to be me to use for competition. She's like, what is that? I was like, a Taran Tactical LEM4. She's like,
one piece of advice: make sure your shotgun is choked.
Okay.
The first few matches I ran, it wasn't an issue, and then I got one that whoever designed the stage liked to put the little steel poppers way out there, and I was having to put 3-4 rounds on it to get enough impact to knock them over.
Wow.
Because I was running open cylinder shotgun.
Nice.
First thing I did was come back, throw the barrel on a lathe, thread it, and get a choke put in it, because that was very frustrating.
Wow. Yeah. What type of pistol do you use for 3-gun? Glock or?
I've got a couple, depending on what class I want to fall in. Yeah, just a standard Glock 19 or a 17. And I've also got one of those Canic TP9 SFX. I don't know if you've seen them yet. They're They're actually kind of a budget gun comparatively, but they've got a lot of features. They've got a super nice trigger from the factory. They come pre-cut for red dot sight on it.
Oh, wow. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about them lately, and a lot of stuff about the Walther Q5.
Yeah.
The Q5 match, the PPQ. And I'm like, and I held one. I was down at the USCCA Expo this year, and I actually, you're still salty about that,
A
I
little
can
bit,
tell.
yeah.
He didn't get to go.
No.
I had a lot of fun, met some really cool people. But I got to hold the Q5, and I'm like, I don't know. I would have to shoot one. My verdict's still out on it. I hear a lot of guys like them. I'm a Glock guy. I don't know. I'm partial to Glock, so.
Yeah, that's the Canic is fine for me for competition, but I would never carry it. I don't trust it to that point as much as I trust a Glock to carry on a day-to-day basis.
Nice. One question that we don't have that I'm going to start asking people until whatever happens. What's your thoughts on what's going on in Virginia?
Yeah, that's right next door to where I'm at.
I kind of was wondering, I was like, yeah, I'm going to start asking all these people from Tennessee what they're thinking here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to come of it. It's the county I'm in. We passed the Second Amendment sanctuary resolution several months back. Had a huge turnout for it, but actually reading it, the bill doesn't have very much teeth to it. Like it doesn't. It's more of a like a statement of intent more than what I feel a legal document should be.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me is really curious to see how these resolutions stand up to actual state opposition to them. Because Tennessee could potentially be in the same boat Virginia is.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering. And, if it goes as it goes on, like, okay, what states are going to do what and how's this going to go? And, I was kind of wondering, like, okay. And now I read the thing the other day. Oh, well, now they want to call out the National Guard against them. Like, for these. And I'm like,
yeah.
Are you dumb? First off, I don't think half the National Guard would even bother showing up. They'd be like, nope, like, that's not what our oath says. And two, I personally think that they're going to find out the hard way of what shall not be infringed means. I hope not, but I think that is probably what would end up happening.
I'm worried. I don't want to say worried, but I think one of the sides is going to end up backing down. I don't know which side. The governor backs down, gives in. That would be for the best. I don't know if he may have backed himself into a corner already to where he can't save face.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the counties don't back down and give in to what the
I don't think the counties will. I think personally, my thought is either the governor will back down or a very lot of angry people with firearms pointed at him will make him back down.
That's a very likely outcome, I think.
Yeah, I saw a thing today that there's a petition out to impeach their governor and kick him out.
There should be a lot of petitions to impeach and fire a lot of politicians lately. Yeah. But I try to stay away from politics too much on the show, but lately it's starting to get worse and worse and I'm just like, you know what, it's going to happen. So, most of my friends know that I'm pro Second Amendment, pro gun, all that stuff. And it's just like, it's going to happen. So that's why I was like, well, since that's been like the hot topic lately, like, I figured I'd ask you since you're pretty much right there.
Yeah, we're in the culture where I'm at is pretty much the exact same. We're in the same Appalachia mountain range, so there's not much of a difference between Tennesseans and Virginians.
I get to hunt the far northern. I've hunted the far northern part of that mountain range in Pennsylvania because we live right next to the PA-Ohio border,
Okay.
and I do hunt Pennsylvania occasionally with my dad, and I actually like being in the mountains. Everybody's like, "Oh man, it's such a pain to go hunt in the mountains. I'd rather go, kind of on the flatland." I'm like, I like hunting in the mountains, and a lot of my friends are like, "Really?" I'm like, "Dude, trust me. We'll go up to the mountains, and I will literally have you lost in 10 minutes. I don't know where I'm at, but you guys will be lost in 10 minutes, and we will only walked maybe 200 yards into the woods."
Yeah, I did land surveying for several years, boundary surveys, and it's easy to get lost in the woods, but it's I enjoy every minute I'm in them.
See, in Ohio, they have at least most of Ohio. It's broke off by 1 mile grids, and normally, especially out here, you walk a mile, you're going to come to a road or a power line right away.
Okay.
Within that mile. And like for me, it's kind of screwed up for the mile grid that I have here. I walk a mile. I don't even walk a mile. I walk about 1,000 yards and I come to a pipeline right away. I walk another 1,000 yards. I come to a power line right away. And then after that, it's the road. I'm like, okay, that's a little screwed up. But if you go anywhere like the other way, it's 1 mile. And I'm like, dude, this is kind of. And my dad taught me that. He's like, if you ever get in the woods, turn around. He's like, just walk one way for a mile. Like you'll come to a road. I'm like, oh, cool. And I have done that in Southern Ohio. The last question. Well, one of the last questions. I'm sure you've got some because I've managed to come up with a few off the top of my head.
Yeah.
The one question that I've been meaning to ask, and I forgot the last two, so you will be the first one to answer this. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself?
No. Solid no.
Good.
Now, the other question, is he dead or is he still alive somewhere?
I personally think he dead. Personally, how I look at it, I think he's dead because otherwise there'd be somebody somewhere would screw up and let it slip that he was alive. But I personally think he's dead, and I want to know what he had on the Clintons because I was looking through social media the other day and I seen this article about the Clintons and the people that have died that have had stuff tied to the Clintons. And the list is kind of like stupidly long.
Like a CVS receipt.
Yes. Yeah. And really the one that always kind of makes me laugh is out of all the people that I'm surprised didn't end up suicided or in a car accident or whatever would be Monica Lewinsky. That is one name that I am surprised is nowhere on that list. I'm like, either
she's got too much public face.
Yeah, well, I mean, but before that, I mean, look,
yeah,
dude, there's two names on that list that have a lot of public face. Chester Bennington, I don't know how, if you read about it, like Chester from Lincoln Park's on there, and I'm like, how is this figured in? Like, there's a lot of famous people on there that were like getting ready to expose stuff on the Clintons that just, oh, they committed suicide or they OD'd or.
Yeah.
But well, I wanted to see. So far, I think everybody's going to agree that Epstein didn't kill himself. And if you don't, then go hang out on Facebook for about 20 minutes and you'll see everybody thinks Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
Other than that, I want to say thank you for coming on. I know you had said it's kind of hard to explain everything without seeing it firsthand,
Yeah, that's probably the biggest challenge we face as a company. I'm sure you've heard people proclaiming the same thing about their muzzle brake or their whatever. It's nothing new under the sun, right?
I've watched a lot of Josh's videos and heard him talk a lot about it so far. So, and I kind of would trust Opie not to steer everybody wrong.
Yeah.
So when he says the company's good, I always check him out.
Yeah, that's if you guys are interested, our phone number is on our Facebook page. Unfortunately, we don't have everything set up as far as the UPCs and all of the other stuff to sell it online. But if you wanted to place an order by phone, we can do that and mail you whatever caliber you want.
Cool.
Nice.
So where can everybody find Southern Precision at? Like as
physical,
for like on social media.
Yeah, we our primary social media platform is Facebook. We also have Instagram and YouTube accounts set up as well. But the best place to reach us is through Facebook.
Okay. All right. Other than that, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for taking the time out, and especially on your day off to come on.
No problem. It's like I said before, it's a small company. We never truly get a day off. All of us are always trying to push forward and then make this thing happen and go nationwide with it.
Cool. Cool. Well, if you want to give us a few seconds and hang out, we're gonna finish up our outro and stuff, and we'll be right back to talk to you in a couple seconds.
Okay. All right.
Oh, actually,
we'll have to do it on there.
Actually,
right?
we'll have to do
we'll
it.
Just do it here, and then it'll be on there.
Okay.
So with that, I got nothing else.
Neither do I. Thanks again to SPT coming on tonight. I'm Keith. Yeah, I'm Keith the Bearded Tank. Wow, you know what?
Wow.
We're just gonna go with it. I'm Keith the Bearded Tank.
Zach Tackle the Gnome.
Daddy Brigade Podcast out.